What is it that draws us to art? In some ways, art is an extension of ourselves, a way to visualize human experience, emotion, and history in ways that words cannot fully depict. Since prehistoric times, humans have physically expressed their stories through art, from drawing on wall caves to sculpting out of marble and painting with mineral powder. But even after millennia of art being portrayed in physical, tangible form, all of that has changed in a blink of an eye. The rise of digital culture has completely changed the trajectory of how art is made, looked at, and valued. What once took painters months to create with physical strain and carefully mixed paints has now been reduced to a click on a computer screen. How did this revolution come to be, and where is it headed? One novel avenue is the world of NFTs.
NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens. They are stored and secured on the public blockchain. They are unique tokens that cannot be changed, modified, or destroyed. This means it's a unique transaction that can be replaced with something else. They are an upcoming market, but they have been around since 2014 when Quantum was created by Kevin McCoy. The main purpose of NFTs was to create one-of-a-kind or at least limited item that can be from graphic art to virtual skins of video games. According to a survey made by the International Council of Museums in 2021, the majority of the museums who answered the survey reported losing more than 50% of their income in 2020 because of the pandemic. NFTs have been sold to raise funds for different programs.
The Uffizi Gallery in Florence is one such museum that worked towards the NFT market. The most infamous example was the NFT sale of Michelangelo's Donny Tondo. However, Cinello, the creator of the NFT, was essentially scammed, as the museum only received 70,000 euros from the 240,000 euro sale. The Italian government was quick to recognize the flaw in such a business deal, where they not only lost their complete right to valuable, culturally significant artworks, but also their much-needed profit. Thus, NFTs are banned in the entire country.
In order to elicit such a response, it is clear how buying and selling NFTs reflects the large impact of the increasing digitality of our culture. How, then, is the relationship between art and culture changing with the draw to digital art, and why are NFTs of physical art so valuable? While one NFT by nature is non-threatening, the shift to digitality it represents portrays our lessening value on human interaction, increasing reliance on convenience, and a shift of control from the human creator to the deathly grasp of the network. With automation, a term explained by Lee Manovich, using digital tools like Adobe Photoshop makes art instantaneous, and the artist is in part removed from the creative process. Artistic integrity, too, is diminished through emergence of participatory culture, a concept of Henry Jenkins, as anyone can step in and manipulate art for their own purpose or gain. Though this takes away the sacredness and integrity of the piece and smudges the legitimacy. Many artists and art historians are seeing this rug of physical art being pulled out beneath them and believe that the rise of digital art cannot replace the long-standing reign of physical art.
There's no substitute for going and seeing the actual object. No matter how good your photographs are, no matter how good your slides are, no matter what you can do things so 3D play where you can move around the building, but there's no substitute for actually going and seeing the actual building.
In art history, there's all of this conversation about what replication does to the image, as far as what's the impact of seeing the Mona Lisa in person versus seeing it on a t-shirt, or how an image becomes oversaturated. And so I think part of the magic of the craft of art gets lost when it gets translated into a digital form. An NFT is such a hard thing for me to wrap my brain around, even being young. I personally don't see a lot of value in owning an image when it the internet is supposed to make things more accessible without privatized ownership. And so I honestly see it as a barrier to access to art, and the way that prices of NFTs are right now, I honestly don't see how in the future that price point could come down to become accessible enough for someone like me to want to own an NFT.
From trending on Twitter to bridging and dividing the art community, NFTs are becoming a commodity. Little by little, technology continues to shape our society in a way that feels too intimate. In 2014, NFTs were the news stories, but today, AIs know how to make art. Who's to say what technology will be capable of in the future?
Where do we go from here? Are we headed down the path of a wholly digital world? A world without art museums, without paint palettes and canvases? We can't know. But art in its true form lies in the human behind it. We are physical beings, and with that comes the necessity of tangible creations.
Because I have a deep love and I'm drawn to the actual physical creation, whatever it happens to be, whether it not be a painting or a sculpture or a building or whatever it happens to be. I'm drawn to that, and I think most people are, because we're still human beings, and during our entire existence as a species, these physical things have always been something that's been important. Now that we can do things digitally, some people appreciate it, but I think a lot of people really don't, because there's something it's almost like magic. It's there and then it's gone, and the actual physical presence of something, I think, is something that human beings are just naturally drawn to.
To keep this magic of art, it is necessary we not allow digitality to overtake art and strip it from its traditions, for undoubtedly, we will continue to be drawn to art. But the question lies on where this art is. Will we be drawn to the human or to the machine?
People are probably like, does she know she can come in? This is perfect.